Hey, what's up, you guys? It's lostanimator. Long time no see, huh? I actually didn't realize that it would take me 11 months to actually sit my ass down and record again, but here we are. Really sorry about that. And I knew in my last video, or one of my last videos, I had promised that I wouldn't take that long. And then here I am. I took that long again. I can't have a consistent upload schedule, it seems. I'm sorry. I will be doing better at some point. I can't promise exactly when, because I know damn well I can't keep those promises, as shown by my upload schedule. Today we're going to be talking about, like, Gen Alpha these days, because holy shit, is it a cesspool. I feel like I can't even, like, relate to Gen Alpha as a Gen Z person. But to be fair, I can't really relate to a lot of outer generations, but no one generation can really relate to people in another generation at this point. Millennials, I can't relate to them for obvious reasons. I can't relate to Gen Alpha for also hopefully as obvious reasons. We just consume different content, and there's not really much you can really do about that. People will be people. If you didn't know, Gen Alpha is like kids born in the years 2010 to 2024. So this year, Gen Alpha will be like ending, luckily for some of us. But that also means that Gen Alpha will be turning 14 this year, at least the like oldest of Gen Alpha. And the youngest will be, literal newborns. I've met, like, both sides of the spectrum on this. I've met older Gen Alpha and I've met younger Gen Alpha. The older ones tend to be slightly more bearable than the youngers, because the younger one that I met was about 4 years old, and she is obsessed with Skibidi Toilet and the Amazing Digital Circus content farm content. But at that age, who wasn't obsessed with content farms? Probably a lot of you. Because when you aren't really introduced to content that early, unless you're like in Gen Alpha. Sure, I was an iPad kid when I was younger, but I like to think that I turned out somewhat okay. I feel like anyone who's like 20 or older wasn't really an iPad kid. Currently, a lot of like the older Gen Alpha kids are apparently becoming quote unquote influencers on TikTok, which you need to be 13 and up to use. But a lot of people like to disregard this rule because age is just a number, isn't it? Sure enough, that is definitely a phrase that can get anyone under the sun canceled. So, for legal reasons, that's a joke. These Generation Alpha influencers, like 9-year-old little girls, they like to go and like storm to Sephora and do get ready with me's, which honestly makes me feel like shit because a 9-year-old has a better morning routine than I do, and that is not a feel good feeling, especially when you have motivation issues and so you just can't get yourself to do a morning routine, even if you try. So already, Generation Alpha has a better life than me, and I just get to sit back and watch and start hating children, making me, one of those spiteful older people. I noticed that a lot of Generation Alpha influencers are mostly girls instead of like little boys, because little boys are mainly dealing with their really weird mothers on TikTok that are like hashtag boy mom, who is usually like a single mom who is really weirdly obsessed with their child and saying, oh, he's like a lady killer or something. That's like a whole other weird side of the internet that I honestly don't know if I'll ever cover. I might. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. A lot of like what I see online about Generation Alpha has like really giving me a lot of concern about ever having like kids in the future. But the thing is, it's also telling me a better way to raise them, because like I get not being able to parent your child because you're busy and stuff, but at least set them up with a person and not an iPad, or I guess now it's just phones. I saw, like, the 4-year-old I was talking about, she has a phone, and her older sister, who's like 11, does not have a phone, and she's just chill. And I feel like that should kind of like give a bit of a pointer for I can't really imagine like any Generation Alpha kids knowing anything about like history at this point. Like, I feel like they are going to look at a historical item like a typewriter or a quill and find those like ancient. And that's a little sad because I really enjoy historical like artifacts and stuff, but that's just a personal thing. I'm sure a lot of people already find those to be like very ancient, I guess. To be fair, I shouldn't be too harsh on Gen Alpha because a lot of younger Gen Z also kind of acts like them in a way that they are terribly annoying, and you would know this if you went to like high school or something and you had to deal with the newer kids. The school that I went to has 5th graders to high school, so it's a little strange there. But I know that a lot of like kids that are like on the younger side are like terribly annoying, and I used to be the like little ruler there because I had a really nice Beyblade collection, and I still do. So, moral of the story, don't have kids, don't go to school, and get no bitches. Yeah. If you made it this far in the video, comment Shrek has swag, and I'll, if I get 5 Shreks have swags, I will, upload within a month. Yeah. Bye-bye.